Hello everyone, this is MsBrittGaming. Welcome back to my channel and another video in my Steam Autumn Game Festival demo showcase. So today we are doing Coffee Noir. If you guys don't know, I hope you know by now, but if you just came for this game, you might not know. I do have other videos that I've been doing for the Steam showcase. I do have I have a couple of playlists actually below. I have one for all the demos I've ever done, and then I have one just for Steam Game Festival where I'm going to be putting all of the demos that I'm doing for this one and future game festivals. And then also I have two of my friends, KKS Gaming and J Love Gaming, who are doing these demos as well, and some of them are the same, some are different, so definitely go check it out because you might see something there that I did not cover. So check the links below in the description. Coffee Noir. This is a unique combination of a business management game and detective novel with elegant graphics and a noir comic book art style. Experience an advanced business management simulation along with intriguing story set in alternative future of Neo London. This is by, I think, Doji, D-O-J-I, I don't know, and then Naos, I don't know, N-A-O-S software. And then release date just says Q4 2020, so it doesn't really have a specific date. And also, I guess a special thank you to KKS Gaming because I actually did not see, either I didn't see this or I must have just kind of glanced over it. But after he mentioned that he was going to cover it, I was like, oh, wait, let me go back and find it. And so I added it to my list. So, yeah, let's get into it. So when I first started the game, guys, it had me create a profile. So it said Bree. It says something about revenue and like starting with something 65,000 and difficult medium. What happened was the sound was so loud, guys. It was so loud that I actually couldn't start recording. So I went ahead and just created the profile. It wasn't really much information, so it's not going to affect this video. And that's when I was able to then come here to settings and turn down all of the music. So anyway, let's get started. At the beginning of the 20th century, for unexplained reasons, world coffee consumption increased 20 times. I love coffee. This phenomenon called coffee mania reached its peak in the 19th. Okay.
The world of 2021 is ruled by coffee, and Neo London goes crazy for it. They say that in this job only two cases matter, the one that breaks you and the one that makes you a real cop. I'm Arthur Oliver, and I'm a private investigator, but I used to be a cop here in Neo London. I quit 10 years ago. I failed. I hoped I'd never come back here. I read about Richard Kersey's disappearance in the papers on a train journey. Coffee tycoon vanishes. The front page headline of the Neo London Espresso screamed. For many, Kersey was a wealthy celebrity buffoon, pure envy. They lost contracts and profits to him. They even lost their reputations as he dragged competitors through the courts. And me, I lost a lot more to him. Catherine, my beloved, and his wife.
Oh, shoot.
10 years ago, Richard was involved in a spot of bother. He had a debt. Unfortunately for him, it was Kath who received the demands for payment. Kersey happened to be abroad at the time, totally out of reach. She got scared and tried sorting it out herself, in cash. She asked me for help. I couldn't do it in my official capacity, but I took my gun and set up a sting. It ended tragically.
No.
A few days ago, Henry called, Richard's older brother. He sounded down, just like me. I know all about it, Arthur. You quit the force. You're still tormented by Kath's murder. Listen, Richard's daughter doesn't have to know anything about you two, nor Richard, but I'm begging you, help me find him. I'll give you a flat to live in, some cash, and a cover story that you're a salesman. Just come, please.
Ah, that's what it is.
So I'm in Neo-London again. The business with Catherine broke me. So maybe the case with Richard will be the one to make me a real cop again. Richard's disappearance was big news. There was speculation about mafia involvement, either Italian or Yakuza. I think there might be something in that. Little Clarabelle, Richard and Kath's daughter. Last time I saw her was at her mother's funeral. I wanted to comfort her. Now it looks like it's her who wants to comfort me. She's so like her mother, especially her eyes. Can't forget watching the life draining out of Catherine's eyes. On the way to the hotel, Clarabelle told me her father might have been kidnapped by an angry competitor. It's a possibility. Kersey did all sorts of weird deals with even weirder people. Maybe one of them had enough of Richard's caprices. Over the phone, Clarabelle confirmed what Henry had promised. There was a flat and a position as a salesperson in their family business. That was to make investigating easier. Fair enough. Let it be. If that's what the investigation demands, I'll become the best damn salesperson in Neo-London. I'll help Clarabelle with her business. I'll find Richard. I'll find your killer, Kath. I won't let you down twice. Promise.
Right. To this day, the coffee market matters the most. The businessmen who trade coffee are most known and respected in Neo-London. New entrepreneurs eagerly seek luck in the coffee industry. The coffee industry has become the most dynamically developing branch of economy in the 20th century. It's unknown why the beverage's consumption rose so rapidly. Neo-London is not free from shady schemes. Y'all, am I supposed to like... Oh. Y'all.
Dear Arthur, thank you again for agreeing to work on this case in such unusual circumstances. As I mentioned during our last meeting, Uncle Henry and I suspect that one of my father's business partners must be involved in his disappearance, or at least knows something about it. We believe it would be best to work undercover and meet them offering a delivery contract. It's also better that a private investigation will remain as a secret. Check out the instructions I've left you and look around in your office. After that, meet me at my cafe. See you soon. Clarabelle Kersey.
Y'all, I really sat there trying to read all of that, not realizing I could press spacebar. Like, I thought I had to. Anyway, alright, so what are we doing? Okay, so we're looking around the office and then meeting her in the cafe. Tutorial basics. Welcome to your office. This place is the command center of your company. In the investigation you are conducting from the office view, you can jump to all game sections and you have a preview of the main results such as cash, costs, and revenue. Cash, sales, expenses, costs, cash next week. Here you'll find the main financial results this week. When you hover over a given result, you'll see its explanation. This information gives you an overview of your business situation. Try to make the revenues higher than the costs. This will ensure a stable profit for your company. If you go bankrupt, the game is over. Oh shoot. In this menu, you have access to main sections of the company, the last report, and tutorial. You can always minimize this menu. You can also go to the main sections of the company by clicking on the elements of the office if it's more convenient for you. You can also go to the main okay. You can check the list of required tasks on this board. During the gameplay, new tasks may appear on this board. Click to view list. Your first task is to meet Clarabelle and sign a business contract. Click here to open sales section. This is detailed. In this section, you will find information about available customers interested in your company's offer. There are also suspects in your investigation. In each chapter of the story, you will find other customers here. Your goal is to meet with every customer and sign a coffee supply contract. Thanks to this, you not only get funds to support your business, but you also get clues in your investigation. Each customer reports a demand for a specific brand of coffee with a certain level of quality. To be able to attend a meeting, you must start producing coffee that the customer wants to buy. Ooh. During the meeting, you will conduct a sales conversation and contract negotiations. It is worth getting to know the customer beforehand. A handful of valuable information can be found by clicking this field. A general description will allow you to better prepare for negotiations. Each customer conducts a conversation in a different way. Pay attention to the characteristics. Try to capture information that may be useful during the conversation. Do I need a notebook for this? The meeting will only be possible if you have an appointment with the customer. Assign an employee to this task in the management section. Me about if you have an appointment. Assign an employee to this task. Okay. When the appointment is arranged, you can go for it by clicking the button. Focus and don't do it lightly. If you end the meeting before signing a contract or your interlocutor asks you out, okay, the next meeting will be possible in a week. Since you have classic standard coffee available in production and this customer is interested in your offer, you can go to the meeting. Okay. Sorry, click the button below. I was sitting here reading. I was trying to figure out why she's considered a client if she's the one that hired us. But anyway. Business meetings. Much of the in-game conversation, she blinked, are business meetings where you offer your company's products and negotiate the price of deliveries. An interview with Clarabelle Kersey will help you better understand your task and summarize the collected information. Alright. Introduce yourself and compliment her on the cafe's decor. Ask for a coffee and a piece of cake and get down to business. Customer's attitude. Next. Choose from available... Oops, I jumped the gun. Choose from available phrases and start a conversation. I guess they said get to know them first, so let's do introduce yourself and compliment her on the cafe decor.
Hello, Miss Clarabelle. The cafe looks great. Really bright, cozy, homely.
Hello. Thanks. The decor was my father's work. He was very careful to create a friendly atmosphere. Please don't call me miss.
Continue?
Sorry, it's your hairstyle. You look so young, I couldn't help myself. But fine. First names only.
Great. Let's get down to business.
Ask about Clarabelle's childhood following her mother's death. That's kind of straightforward.
I want to ask about your childhood. I know there are painful memories, but it's important for the case.
All right. I've had time to get some distance on it. How can I help?
Tell me, how you coped after your mother's death.
Well, not too well. Dad hated talking about it. He worked a lot, went away a lot. And me? I remember lying there, crying. Mr. Pensy was with me. He took my temperature, brought me cups of tea. I was alone.
Any friends? School psychologist?
I had this one friend, Amy. She came to cheer me up a couple of times, but I think I wore her out. I was incredibly shy as a child. The school psychologist sent me to a psychiatrist for medication. I was supposed to go there with an adult, but it never happened.
Why? Something changed. Something got better?
Yeah, you could say it was thanks to Mr. Van Haven.
Who's that?
Hold on, I'll write this down. Who was it?
Joseph Van Haven, Dad's friend from college. He and his wife Amanda offered to take care of me, together with his housekeeper. I was to sleep at my home, spend the day with them, mainly with Mrs. Fink, the housekeeper. Dad immediately agreed.
And you? Did you have any say in it?
I was a bit scared at first, but they were really nice. They were like my family. They still are.
Thanks, Clarabelle. That's a lot of help. Can you give me a contact number for Van Haven and Fink? I'd like to ask them a few questions.
Sure, here you go.
I hope they're writing this down for us.
Great. Who do you think I should meet first?
Mr. Van Haven. Visit him posing as a sales rep. Sell him some coffee. He's a really nice guy and a good candidate for checking your abilities.
Investigative abilities?
Business and negotiating. Remember that you operate undercover and you must be credible. Only then will investigative skills come in handy.
Oh, geez. Ask about her file's disappearance, remind her about the plan and what was agreed last time, ask where you can get the knowledge necessary for a negotiation, ask about running a firm, ask about meeting with clients, get into details. I don't know if this is a trick. Maybe ask where you can get knowledge necessary for negotiation?
I'm not sure I'm a negotiator. How can I learn? Can it be learned?
Of course. Start with the handbook I gave you. The techniques in there are enough to get you your first clients. They won't be too demanding. After that, well, you know, practice makes perfect.
Okay.
Did you have to say that?
Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Okay, so it goes away. Are we supposed to go through each of these? I'm trying to figure out if we're supposed to be like figuring out a way to make this 50% higher. I could be thinking too much into it. Or if this get into details is yellow because that's what we're supposed to be picking. Let's just pick it. Oh. I think I was supposed to go through all those things. Oops. Ask about coffee production?
So, where do we get the coffee from?
The production department sees to that. Using the console in your office, you decide how much of a given brand to produce in a given week. You'll be starting with a single type, classic standard.
Okay.
Okay. Then what?
Later, you can start working on other brands because different clients have different needs. It's also worth making production more efficient. It's costly and can hold up production, but it pays off in the long term. You have to keep an eye on production costs and warehouse levels.
Oh, this looks intense.
Warehouse. Okay, I think I've got all that.
I don't really want to go through all of these just because it's a demo. So I think just for the purposes of this demo, I'm going to say I know everything now. But I'll be honest with you guys. This is so detailed. I can't. Like, I want to play this already, and we've done pretty much nothing. Like, I would have so much fun just reading through all these things. I love games where you're running businesses and they're detailed. And then on top of this one, we're a detective trying to investigate. Like, that's crazy. All right, I know everything now.
I know everything now.
Yes, we have to practice contract negotiating. As it happens, I need a fresh delivery. Let's roleplay the scene where you offer me a contract. Ready?
Oh, shoot. I might have lied.
Couldn't be readier.
I said I know
Let's
everything.
start.
Okay. Start negotiating.
I think I'm ready. Let's try a negotiation and point out anything I get wrong. And when I recover from that, you can give me some more tips.
Okay, let's begin negotiating.
That side was supposed to be right here. But anyway. Okay. During each sales conversation, before giving a specific offer, you have time to get to know the customer, break the ice, and show that it's worth doing business with you. Okay. Give a compliment about the aroma in the cafe. Oh, play. Before the offer is presented, the choice of these phrases affects the overall attitude of your interlocutor. What is that word? I ain't never heard that before. A satisfied customer is more likely to accept the higher price. Any blunder or unfortunate comment discourages doing business with you. Okay. Try to use this compliment, to please Clarabelle. Notice how the customer's attitude will change. Okay. Oh, no. Continue. Sorry.
Good morning. I've come to talk about supplying our coffee to you, but if I'm going to talk about coffee with such a lovely lady, it will have to be over a coffee.
Oh dear, Arthur. Complimenting my appearance or flirting with me really isn't a good idea in a business context.
I don't want to do that.
I know you meant to be nice, but someone else might take it differently. Very differently.
I ain't even want to do that one. I was going to do the other one. See, that's what I wanted to do. Let's try to use a more sophisticated and less personal compliment to improve the situation or move on to the next thread.
Good morning. Is that coffee cake? That smells good enough to stop traffic.
Really? Thanks for saying so. We just finished baking it. Here it is.
So it went from 50 to 0 and now back up to 30.
Wow, it looks better than it smells. Did you make this, Miss Clarabelle Kersey, I presume? I've come to talk to you about coffee supplies.
Not bad, Arthur. A well-judged compliment can work wonders. But some clients don't like them. Now do you see why doing your research on the customer is so important?
Yes.
Yes, I knew you liked baking cakes, so I could mention it, but it's only a small thing from your private life.
Precisely. Everything can be useful during negotiations.
So we got to pay attention. Choose from available phrases to end the first part of the conversation. Get in the role, get right to business, get into role and talk about the reason for your visit. Oh, continue?
Can we move on to establishing the terms of the agreement? What does a contract like this look like?
Here's a standard contract. Here, look.
They actually got a form? Y'all. In the contract form, you specify the unit price of the coffee that the customer is interested in. This will be the starting point for negotiations. If you set a price that's too low, the client will sign the contract immediately without trying to negotiate it. And for you, it means an unprofitable business. If the price is set too high, the client will immediately notice it. After 3 tries, he or she will end the meeting. Okay, so you don't have much chance. Pay attention to how costs and the generated profit change at different price settings. Set a price above the value of cheap deal and try to make an offer. If you set the price too high, the customer will reject it. Above cheap deal. Very easy, normal. So this is revenue profit. Yeah, so cheap deal. So you start getting a profit around here, but it's still a cheap deal. That's not much profit. But as you go up to, I guess, normal, if we do normal, that's a pretty good profit. Let's try that one.
Good, that looks acceptable. Be prepared that the client will want to renegotiate the terms here. Assume that they're going to ask for a price lower by this percentage. How are you going to persuade me your offer is already attractive enough?
After the initial offer, price negotiations begin. The client responds with a counteroffer asking for a specific price reduction. The current discount mentioned during the negotiation is always displayed here. Okay. Discount. So is this what I offer and if they want? Emphasize the low unit cost per pack of coffee, the funny money tactic. No. Agree to a lower price if they order more. The door in face tactic. Oh my gosh. Mention the price. Okay, so I think it's telling me to pick mention the price quality. Oh, I gotta hit this. Try to choose phrase and negotiation techniques so that the price reduction is as low as possible and therefore the price per unit is as high as possible. Mention the product's quality.
Let's look at the price in relation to quality. Everything about our coffee's top drawer. Taste, aroma, and certification. Coffee like that at a price like this is a real bargain.
Let's assume I will agree for such discount. Every supplier claims his or her coffee is the best. How are you going to support your claims so they don't come across like empty boasts?
Jeez, this work. This work, y'all.
Some facts and figures to prove that this discount is a sensible bargain.
There you go, Arthur. That's how you support your credibility and generate client trust. But it would be better if you actually knew some data. For a first go at negotiating, that went pretty well. Let's say I'll sign the contract, but I have one more proposal. The first month's batch for lower price. Agreed?
I'm assuming because the demo, they haven't really put in the code for the numbers since they're not saying them. Propose altering the contract to suit the client. The first month for 11%. Just the first month? I guess agree. I mean, that's not bad for first month.
Okay, it's a reasonably big order, so I guess we can do that.
The client is sure to be happy, but does it still pay for you? Conceding too easily to surprise conditions can cost you a lot.
Oh my gosh. The first month.
Okay, you've got me there. I'll remember that.
It's the first month.
I think that covers everything. Now it's time to put it into practice, both as a business person and a negotiator. Make sure you swat up on the materials and look at this week's tasks.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm sure it will all prove helpful in this investigation and in finding your father. See you soon, Clarabelle.
Thanks, Arthur. It means a lot to me. Now it's up to you, and I think you're the last hope I've got.
Alright. When the customer agrees to the arrangements, he or she signs the contract. You can still review the terms and finally decide if you want to sign it. Oh, that's cool. So instead of $440, we agreed to $392 with a 44.39% margin for 10 weeks, 16 product quality, discount on client's request. But I thought they said it was just the first month. I wonder what that means. Contract management required. The profit's a little bit lower from what we originally wanted. It was like 3,300, I think. GBP. I don't even know what that means. Okay, and let's just sign it. How do I? Oh, this. Sign the contract to accept the terms of delivery and return to your office. So if we don't sign, we can only come back to this particular client next week. I'm not even going to read that. Now that I know I don't have to. I think I just have to wait until it says I can skip it. Right? Yes, there we go. New contract has been signed. The amount of 6,272 GBP will be regularly transferred to your account within the next 10 weeks. Take care to handle this contract by assigning employees to the appropriate task in the management section. You can view the contract terms in the sales section. Oh, A new part of the story has been discovered. Click on the comic icon to see the fragment of the story and get clues for the investigation board. Viewing the comic is required to proceed to the next turn. Tutorial, new contract. After returning to the office, you can take care of the responsibilities related to the new contract. The details of the signed contract will appear in the sales section. Click here to open the sales section. By delivering a full order, you immediately receive this amount in your account. It's your revenue. The real profit for this batch is made after deducting the previously incurred production costs. According to the contract, you have to send the order to the customer every week. Since you have enough product in stock, send your order right now. This week's order has been sent. There is not enough classic standard coffee in stock to ship a contracted order in the coming week. You need to produce more coffee. Click here to open production section. Ooh, this is intense. This section sets the volume of coffee production for a given week. The console allows you to accurately determine the number of packages ready for sale. It also allows you to control costs for each quantity, starting modernizations and display the quantity of goods in the warehouse. The important thing is to make sure that the quality of the product in the warehouse or its ongoing production is enough to cover current sales. Pay attention to whether you have enough coffee for the next delivery. The batch set to be produced will go to the warehouse next week. You need to set up production in advance to have stock. Nothing in production, 4 in stock, we need 16. Set the production value of standard coffee. Set the sum of the stock level and the set production of this coffee equals the sales value. Alright, so we need to do 12. Assign an employee to the task in the management section and set the appropriate amount of hours. The total cost value will be deducted from your cash amount at the end of the current week. Fixed cost, variable cost. Ooh, this reminds me of accounting classes. Total cost, average cost. Pay attention to the average cost. By producing more, it is lower in the long run, and it pays off to produce more and sell your stocks. And that, kids, is because of fixed costs. Oh, it actually explains it too. Yeah. You can start the production of a given brand at a certain level of quality by clicking the switch. You can do this only when a client that buys a given level of coffee is available. Okay, so you're not just making it to be making it, you're making it for someone, period. If you want to produce more, you can increase production capacity by upgrades. After paying for an upgrade, assign an employee in the management department to supervise this work. To reduce costs or increase storage capacity, it should be upgraded. After paying for the upgrade, assign an employee. Same thing. Click here to open the management section. Oh, the time cards. In this section, you manage the work of your employees by assigning them tasks and the time they are spent on them. The main thing is not to neglect tasks that are particularly important for our company and not to overwork employees too much. On the left side, there is a column with portraits of employees. If you don't have any employees, you can hire them in the HR department. Assignment to tasks is done by dragging the portrait into the task card. Oh, these are not time cards, they're task cards. They look like time cards. The tasks are divided into 5 categories. Each category has its own column, and each of your employees can specialize in one of these categories, excluding staff training. There can be many tasks in each column. For example, the weekly repetitive task production management has a specific so-called safe target, the number of hours that minimizes the risk of failure associated with the production issue. 15 hours. Okay. Assign one of your employees to this task to ensure supervision over the production process and to be sure that the agreed batch will be produced without any problem. Drag any worker portrait to this card. Alright, it's just managing production. Production management skill. Post-sale account management. lead acquisition, due diligence, and project management. So I guess manage production, I would want the managed production person on this. That would be too much like right. In the same way, assign an employee to manage contract tasks. Drag any worker portrait onto the card. Manage contract. Post-sale account management. So I guess this guy, I think they're in order, actually. I'm sitting here really thinking about this, and now that I look at it, I think they're in order. You can modify the number of hours an employee has spent on a task in a given week. Some tasks require a certain number of working hours to complete them. Try to keep your employees busy. After the last conversation, a new part of the story was discovered. Click on the file icon. Select the most recent part of the story to view it.
Someone important lives here. That's what the Kersey home seemed to be saying. This is where the investigation begins. Walking in, Clarabelle hugged herself. From the cold? Cute. Clarabelle only slept here, though. After her mother's death, she was taken in by Joseph Van Haven, her father's friend. Who treated her like his own daughter. His wife tried. Mostly, though, she left her to the housekeeper, Mrs. Fink. Why did the Van Havens raise the Kersey kid? A friendly favor? Guilt. A servant greeted Clarabelle with a stack of unopened letters. She stuffed them into her bag and went inside. A lot to catch up, I joked, and Clarabelle explained that she no longer lives in the residence with her beloved. I asked for a family photo of the Kerseys. There was an exotic-looking guy in the midst of a sea of pale Brits. Mr. Gabriel was an artist who taught Clarabelle to draw. He looked pretty stiff, probably trying to avoid her dreamy eyes. In the living room, among many works of art, a spot after a taken-down painting drew my attention. It was a peculiar view. Clarabelle told me the painting belonged to her mother. One day, Richard simply packed it up and took it to Joseph. Did he want to sell it? Hide it? I didn't get a chance to ask. Clarabelle answered an urgent call and, apologizing, left in a hurry. I went to gather my thoughts. Catherine's death, Richard's disappearance, the unusual arrangements with the Van Havens, that picture.
Clues.
Clarabelle was right. A detective was needed here. But I have my own reason for this. To get Catherine's killer. All in good time. The last lead is Richard's disappearance. Perhaps the best-known coffee supplier in London. I'll start by entering into his world. That means turning into a businessman. My first customer will be Richard's old friend and Clarabelle's ward, Joseph Van Haven. Clarabelle gave me his address and phone number. He's an old, experienced trader. I'd better prepare thoroughly.
That's it. Wow. I'm liking the like inserts in between things and how you're developing the story. It's almost like it gives you a break between playing. Alright, tutorial, new clues. As you learn a new part of the story, you gain new clues and information in your investigation. Click here to open the investigation section. Here you collect and analyze all clues and information about the investigation. Try to familiarize with each gathered clue in its description. The collected information will help you rebuild the course of events and discover the whole story. Exciting! Every time you get new clues or new information as part of your actions, they will flash in the right corner tray. Click here to transfer the item to the main board. Click on the clue to view the details. Key observations always contain a few marked details. It's worth analyzing them. I noticed a file of letters sticking out of Clarabelle's purse. A lot to catch up, I joked, and Clarabelle explained that she had to move out of her father's mansion and now lives with her beloved, so she's picking up mail only once a week. Well, the heart wants what it wants, and our parents, well, they don't always support our choices, she said. Some of the clues can be combined with others. By associating facts, you can obtain new conclusions and thoughts regarding the investigation. New people you learn about appear in this tray. Click to move them to the board. The exclamation mark next to the photo indicates unread information. New information may also appear for previously discovered characters as the investigation progresses. Click on Polaroid. Clicking on the photo of a given character will display its description. All information related to him or her so far. So this is Richard and Kate's daughter. She's so like her mother, especially her eyes. She suddenly contacted me about her father's disappearance. Apparently Richard Kersey went missing, and it's possible that one of his many enemies in the business is the perpetrator. Clues connected with the character. Clarabelle's birth. I don't remember Clarabelle's birth. When I met Catherine Kersey, Clarabelle already attended school. She inherited a lot from her mother: beautiful eyes, love for art, and a sense of humor. She was also just like her mother, sweet and innocent. Clarabelle's childhood. Clarabelle gave me contact to Joseph Van Haven, a long-standing friend of Richard, who took care of her after Catherine's death. Clarabelle told me that as a child, she spent a lot of time at Van Haven's, who treated her as their own child. However, Joseph's wife, Amanda, often entrusted the girl to a governess by the name of Matilda Fink, who may know and remember some important events from the past. We read this already. Drawing teacher. Clarabelle gave me her family album, and as I was reviewing it, my attention was drawn to one photo, adorned with flowers and hearts, signed Mr. Gabriel and me. Little Clarabelle and a young man were in it. I asked her for some explanation and learned that he had been her drawing teacher and first love. Mr. Gabriel was very talented, and we all thought that he would succeed as an artist, but I've never heard from him again, she said. To organize the information collected so far in a diagram and see the connections, click the Take All button. Analyze events and information and how they relate to each other. To complete the investigation, you must discover the entire diagram. Okay. Check out the current tasks on the to-do list. Click to view them. As contact has been made with the new client, new tasks are available. Click here to open the sales section. Joseph Van Haven is a new client. To go to a meeting, you must have the production of an appropriate coffee prepared and make an appointment. Click here to open production section. A new client is interested in espresso standard coffee. Click here for details. Espresso standard coffee has been created on the basis of Arabica, I'm not saying that wrong, and Robusta. Therefore, has a distinctive characteristic taste and aroma. A rich aroma, sorry. Everything thanks to traditional roasting methods, dedicated to those who appreciate a balanced aroma, flavor, and strength of coffee. Develop a new brand of coffee. This will unlock the ability to set the production volume of this brand. Upgrade. Say production volume 16 units to have a product that your customer will buy in the coming week. Okay. 16. Current production volume will go to the warehouse in the coming week if your employees take care of everything. Note the numbers of circles near section icons. They represent the number of notifications related to each section. Oh, okay, so 1, 1, 2, 2. Click here to open the management section. Click on notifications button. You'll find a current list of messages related to the section this week. Assign an employee to the task of managing espresso standard coffee production and set the hours to meet the safe target. Drag a portrait of selected employee here. So 13. Well, she only has 13 of 40 hours and we only need 15, so she can do this one. Right? Yeah, now she only has 26 out of 40 hours. Assign an employee to the task of setting a business meeting and set the hours to complete the task next week. Oh, set the hours. Drag a portrait of the selected employee here. Well, this guy is our lead person. Set the hours. Weekly result. What does this mean again? To complete 32. Well, it needs 32. So I'm going to leave it, I guess. Assign an employee to the task of finding information about the client and set the hours to complete the task next week. Oh, man. So he's doing... Well, this is only 29 hours. Plus 3 hours. I don't know what that plus 3 means. So he has... We take out 6 hours. Oh, shoot. I can't fix the hours? Uh-oh. He about to be overworked. After completing all actions and setting activities in each section for the company for a given week, click the hourglass to go to the next week. Oh, so it's like you set everything and then you just skip time, I guess? The results of your decisions will be visible next week and will be included in the weekly report. Ah, click on the hourglass to end the week. Ending week. Do you want to finish week 1? No, stay. Oh, yes, say yes. Yes. Okay, so you don't necessarily like sit there playing out every single day of the week. Okay. Makes sense. Report week 2. Your so far total revenue value amounted to 6,272 GBP. Remember, the main goal of a company is maximizing revenue. Your historic revenue has exceeded the value of this. Valuable information found in search for information about Joseph Van Haven. This information can be used during conversations to gain advantage in negotiation in the client's favor. At the beginning of the next week, you will always receive reports summarizing recent events. Your successes or shortcomings will be described here. These are all the steps of the tutorial presenting the flow of the game. From now on, you're on your own. If you forget something, each section has a short tutorial. You can start it by clicking the question mark in the upper right corner. Go to the meeting with the next client and take care of the operation of each section of the company. And above all, get clues in your investigation. Good luck. Okay, guys, I think that's all I'm going to do because we are running up really quickly on an hour here, but I like it. What is this? Case file. Okay, those are case files. That was the beginning. This was the last one. Okay. How do I get out of... What's this? Oh, so do we get video footage soon? Not soon, but in the thing. How do I get out of here? Escape? Okay. Finances. Oh. Week 2. We can go back to week 1. We can. Oh, okay. That's a negative profit. So far, like, we need to get a contract to turn this number around. Current debt, no loans. Credit offers. You cannot take a loan if you don't have any revenue. Okay. Okay, alright. I get it. Oh, charts. We have charts. Cost of products. Revenue from sales. I guess this is week 2. Yep, week 2. Okay. Y'all, what's this? HR. So these are our peoples. Hire. Browse candidates. Yo, this is so detailed. 47 years old. Oxford. Hates coffee stains on paper and people who interrupt him mid-sentence. Its biggest drawback is forgetfulness. He's a production manager. He wants $1,500 a week and can work 40 hours a week. Dolores. She's a post-sale account management. It looks like if I were to continue, which I will be, I would need another lead acquisition person because right now the one we have is overworked with what we're trying to do right now. Tony. He's a project management. Did I look at her hours? No, I didn't. Their terms and hours seem to be the same. Right? Yeah, they all seem to be the same. Well, that's cool. What happens if you look at their file? Their satisfaction, their workload, their skill. What is this plus 3 hours? I don't remember what they said that was. Hired in 1 week. Okay, the whole story. She's 29 years old. That's cool. You can send for training. She doesn't have a contract, so what happens if I send her for training? Advanced course project management. It's gonna cost me 2,000 GBP. Last 8 hours. Works more effectively. Plus 2 hours on special skill tasks. Okay. So if I do send for training. Unavailable. Okay, that's fine. That's cool too. Motivate. What's that? Personal commendation. Personal appreciation of employees' efforts along with inspiring motivational talk about future promotion. Gives her plus 33 satisfaction. I can use this 3 times. Or a one-time bonus or a salary raise. That is cool. Okay. Unable. I was just seeing what that was. What else can we click on? The investigation. Characters. Oh, we didn't put him on the board. So here's information about him. Richard's friend. Okay. Oh, who's this? Arthur. Ain't that me? Yeah, it's me. I was going to say, it's kind of me. New character. That's the dude we're looking for. Yeah, we're looking for him. That's Catherine, it looks like, yep. All these characters revealed. Who is this? Henry, Richard's brother. Oh, Mr. Gabriel? Oh, that's Mr. Pensy. Who is this? Oh. Who is that? Oh, her murderer. And then the kidnappers. Those are things that we're still looking for. No new clues. These are all the connections. Y'all, this game is like... They put their foot in this. Oh, my handbook. Oh, unavailable. Okay, that's fine. They put okay, we can't go for meeting because we ain't really looked at the details yet. Daughter's birth. Information question mark. So I guess what I'm not sure about is where do I get the extra information from? Maybe I get it by looking in those files again. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, alright guys, well I'm gonna go ahead and end this part here. It's long, yes, but I felt it was necessary to just go through as much as possible because there is a lot of talking in this game, which isn't a problem for me. I like the mix between the comic book, story, and having to learn about people, and then the production and sales, and that is cool. That is cool. This is definitely something that I am looking forward to. I am looking forward to this. I'm glad. So thank you, KK's Gaming, for bringing this to my attention, because I definitely would have overlooked it. But let me know what you guys think. Are you going to try it? Have you already tried it? What do you think? Of course, it's not going to be for everybody, but I am saying it's for me. Okay, it is definitely for me. But anyway, guys, thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.